employees that form the company's solid foundation. Start your career today. Visit nebcoinc.com. That's NEBCOINC.com.
Okay, it's time to sell the house. How do we even begin to choose from the hundreds of realtors in town?
Easy. We make a pros list.
You mean a pros and cons list?
No, just a pros list. We need someone with pro photography to showcase the house in the best possible way, pro marketing to make sure we get maximum exposure, pro negotiations so we know we get the best price.
This is one of those times where you already know the right answer, isn't it?
You know it is. Ben Bleicher and Professional Realty Group.
Contact Ben Bleicher and the team at Professional Realty Group of Berkshire Hathaway's Home Services Ambassador. Online at prg-ne.com.
Hey, baseball fans, join the Blur Tailgate at Hilton Omaha this June for our 12th annual hospitality event during the College Baseball Championship Series. Book an experience for your clients or employees with an inclusive bar, buffet, TVs, music, and tailgate games. Secure your spot today and let Blur Events take care of all the work so you can enjoy the day. Plus, we're just steps away from Charles Schwab Field. Visit blurevents.com to book your group, buy tickets, or learn about sponsorships. That's blurevents.com, your college baseball and football tailgate destination.
Constructors is now hiring for all positions, with laborers starting at $23 and up based on experience. Constructors has immediate job openings for laborers, mechanics, bridge builders, operators, and drivers. Start your new career today. Constructors offers great pay, health, dental, and vision insurance, paid time off, paid holidays, and so much more. Join the crew today and be a part of Nebraska's oldest paving company dating back to 1908. For a complete list of openings and to apply online, visit constructorslincoln.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC. And right now they are offering huge, and I mean huge discounts at Koppel. Get over $9,000 off list price or 1.9% financing on select Sierras or Silverados. Plus, Costco members receive another $1,000 off. Yes, that's happening right now in Louisville. $9,000 off list price or 1.9% financing. You pick what works for you. Costco members, please contact us at the store or at CoppelCars.com. All deals with approved credit must trade and finance.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, partly sunny, windy, and hot. See a high around 93. Tonight, partly cloudy and windy, below around 77. And tomorrow, partly sunny and windy again. Showers likely in the afternoon. See a high around 89. Meteorologist Kyle Puck for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This is On the Block with Strick and Austin. Nebraska Basketball Hall of Famer and 9-year NBA vet, Eric Strickland.
Strickland for three! And you're going to go out of here as the Big 8 tournament champion.
Middle school basketball coaching legend and Duke basketball shooting coach in his mind, Austin Orman. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Presented by NEBCO. This is On the Block with Strick and Austin.
It's a beautiful Monday for a show live from the Blur Parties tailgate at the Hilton Omaha here till 6 p.m. Doors open daily from 10:30 to midnight through June 22nd. Right here on the corner of 12th and Cass, again, just outside of the Hilton Omaha, just about a block shy of Charles Schwab Field. Jack Caglione, a 3-run home run, has Florida in front of North Carolina State. It's 4-1 Gators as NC State bats in the bottom of the third. Welcome into On the Block. I'm Austin Norman, Husker Hall of Famer, 9-year NBA vet Eric Strickland, his handsome face closer to the camera for marketing reasons, right? You're the one we sell here at Stricky. We also appreciate NEBCO for their sponsorship of the show. If you've got any thoughts on anything we're talking about today, we want you to be a part of the show at 402-464-5685 or with a comment on any of our Sartor Heyman Jewelers live video streams. Big thanks as well to Allo for giving us channel 961 on their wonderful cable network. Lots to get to on today's show. Fun little intro segment, though, Strick. We talked a little NBA Finals with the guy last segment. Boston leads that series 3-1. But a guy that never got a ring, Charles Barkley, one of the best players in NBA history, deserving NBA, 75-team member, beloved for the most part, broadcaster, pregame show host, and whatever. The round mound of rebound, maybe the roundest mound of rebound, never got a ring, right? He's in that Dan Marino conversation, maybe the best player to ever, to have a whole career, put up the numbers that he did, revolutionize the game like he did. We talked about him last week, right? You said it was the undersized kind of power forward. What he did change the game and set the table for a guy like Draymond Green. Is Charles Barkley the best NBA player to have never won a ring?
Well, that's a great question, man. When I think about it, one that I would look at, and it's like with this group, what happened? Oh, another one.
Tattoo.
Bye-bye.
NC State.
Wolfpack.
Omapack. Omahowell.
Yeah. Let's see. There's 1A and 1B.
Okay.
And for me, that 1A and 1B has to be John Stockton and Karl Malone. I mean, I feel bad for him because they just happened to go up against the freaking juggernaut at the time, which was the Bulls.
Right.
And it was tough for anybody to get anything done during that span and run. But they were on the verge. I mean, they took them deep. And they gave them everything that they could handle. A couple situations bounced another way, and then you're looking at something different. Is that what you wanted me to give? And you want me to give more?
I'm just trying to think through.
Or who's the best?
Who is the best? Like, I get it. Stockton and Barkley might be the best duo to never win a ring. It's also kind of wild that Malone didn't get one when he went to the Lakers, right? End of his career on the bench. Those Lakers teams with Shaq and Kobe. Karl didn't get a ring on those teams. But did Barkley do more to change the game? Was Charles Barkley a better player than John Stockton?
Woo. Oh, man, it's tough to gauge that one. But if you want to be real about it, you might want to look at if you really want to be real and go back in the history of the annals of history, back in the 71, the 70s or so forth and so on. Elgin Baylor.
True.
You got to look at him. I mean, make it to the NBA Finals 8 times and have no victories.
Mm-hmm.
That's you think the Buffalo Bills situation sucks. That sucks.
I'd be an Elgin.
I mean, that's like having the lottery and it's 50-50. And whoever on the flip of a coin, on the drawing, we have a 50-50 chance. But out of 8 times, you have a 50-50 chance and not able to pull it out.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel bad about that situation. He's an 11-time All-Star. First 6 times he ends up losing to Bill Russell.
Tough to argue about that.
So I mean, those are some of the things I think I would look at. And then I think if you want to look one other level, and here's where you have the Barkley conversation that's very similar. And here's one that I would say could be a similar comparison because Barkley was undersized. Barkley was a beast on the rebounds. He dominated areas of the game that you would not have expected him to do. The other person like that I could throw a comparison, and I'd love for you guys to chime in, 402-464-5685. That other person would be Allen Iverson.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Better player to never win a ring, Allen Iverson or Chris Paul?
If you're going with that, I'd have to say Allen Iverson.
See, I think Chris Paul.
Why?
Chris Paul is a top 5 point guard of all time. Chris Paul is an incredible basketball player. He has done it consistently at the highest level, elevating the teams that he did. Chris Paul's underrated. I get it. Allen Iverson's flashy. He has a lot of the numbers. He has the style. I just think Chris Paul is the better, more well-rounded player. He did it for longer, more consistent player. I think Chris Paul over Allen Iverson by a hair.
I'm going to jump in just for the sake of, if you mention Elgin Baylor, he played with some of the great players of his era, all time. As a matter of fact, some of the great all-time players. I mean, if you line up next to the logo and Wilt and don't win a chip, that's a statement. Barkley moved around, maneuvered himself, got himself in a situation, never got a chip. Karl had John had Karl, always there. How Iverson is in the conversation, I think there's another player who played virtually by himself who had, in his position, did more. That Patrick Ewing
gonna get there.
literally did. We're talking about was there? I mean, you would say that Allen Houston was his running partner.
He was an all-star.
But dang.
Yeah.
But dang.
Yeah, Greg Anthony,
if
Charlie Ward.
Yeah, like it.
Yeah.
These were not
Mason.
Like, this is not him.
Oakley.
Yeah, this is not him running with Wilt and Loco.
Right. Yeah, he really hadn't had one. When you really go back and look at it,
like to go through and Iverson in the conversation, right?
Yeah.
But if you said that Iverson's a point guard, you got a question: is he a two? The fact that he was legitimately a combo, but at center in that era, oh boy, Pat's. I mean, it's him and Akeem, and Akeem had some dudes to run with him. I mean, again, if the GOAT isn't running in this era, there isn't another era in basketball that Clyde Drexler isn't the GOAT. So Akeem had a dude. Pat never had a dude.
Who had less of a dude, Patrick Ewing or Reggie Miller? That's another ringless guy.
Well, Rick Smits was serious business. Like, I mean,
in the center dominated era,
he was
different too.
He was serious business. Yeah. He was a big part of the European nation of NBA basketball. Having somebody come from another culture and then acclimate himself, take his fluid big man game, and then turned it into a monster post when they needed it, and then a stretch five when they needed it.
Yeah.
So that was different. Smits was a perennial all-star. Like, he and Patrick went back and forth over who was gonna run it. But Pat took on some serious monsters and carried and did it in New York.
Yeah.
He did
Under
it
the
in
scrutiny,
New York,
yeah.
which
yeah.
is a different level of pressure, different level of scrutiny. And it's additional baggage, right? That Pat and his person was a different guy. So I think I don't think you're wrong in any of those because all of them require some help. But yeah, those are the ones that, in my mind, Rico will text in Carmelo as many times as he can text it.
Man. Okay, but
Right.
Melo did that thing in college. I know we're talking NBA, but Melo at least had his run in college. Pat did too. Then they didn't have it in the NBA, mostly in New York for both of us.
I still think, again, this is where the old heads get excited and go, wait a minute. That Houston team was the greatest college team to not win a title. Like that one goes, and you can run that back. You can run that back all the way to the great Maryland teams of Tom McMillan, Lynn Elmore, and John Lucas. Right. You've got 3 All-Americans on that Maryland team,
3 all-conference
and
players?
only 4 teams got in the tournament. Like, they were number 5 in the country. That team.
Yeah. That Maryland team, that Houston team, 96 Duke.
Yeah, you had to go into Chapel Hill,
99.
beat that team, and then face the Tom Burleson, David Thompson, Monty Towell NC State team.
Yeah.
Like, you had to go through some dudes. And then the Ralph Sampson Virginia teams.
Yeah.
Because those are the ones that what Ralph did, Ralph and Othell had to do a lot. So there, when you talk about the best to never get a chip, it really becomes a matter of why you didn't get a chip as much as the fact that you didn't get a chip.
Okay, two other modern guys that don't have a ring were teammates for a while, are teammates again, James Harden, Russell Westbrook. 2 players that defined this era of basketball in their own way, their own little corner of it. Neither of them have a ring. Do they not have a ring for similar reasons or different reasons?
I think both for a reason of they were chasing something else early in their career and didn't really focus in on the next level of elevation into their chase of that, like the determination of like a Kobe Bryant or the willingness to understand that we're missing something, we're short in something, but let me go back to the drawing board, take some accountability in that, and go out and really attack it. Now, James Harden bumped up against it a couple times. Also Westbrook. I think
he's a bad hamstring from winning the title.
Yeah,
and then probably two.
I want
because you don't break it up after that.
No, I want to say those Oklahoma teams were right there. Like you said, the hamstring issue, a couple of games that they were in, a couple of ill-advised things, lack of maturity at the time.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's no less things that we haven't seen through the evolution of what Boston has become. There's a lot of things that Jason Tatum, it was a lot of those types of things that Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown did earlier in their career, grew from it, learned from it, and was able to apply it. As DP said, the only problem with that was there was a change of the guard, and they began to split them and
you did
go other. They didn't have that.
Well, they didn't have the Kyrie meets LeBron thing, which saves Kyrie from this conversation. Literally, it saves him from it. It might have saved LeBron from the conversation, because if he doesn't get a D Wade situation, it changes the conversation.
Yeah,
Chris Bosh is in that conversation of guys that did.
Powell.
No,
Powell and Kobe. Was
I mean, it was a thing. It was a thing.
It was a needed thing. I'd say.
Yeah,
for both of them.
For both.
Well, for basketball.
Yeah.
Basketball. Well, but I mean, without Power, you don't get Joker. Like
that's a fact.
The two were required to do that, and then through all of this with Harden was evolving the game.
Yeah,
because he sacrificed, and people don't want to give him credit for it. But to put that team on his back,
that Houston team.
Hey, bro, wait a minute, he had Clint Capella, bruh. What are we talking about?
That part,
like he had. I mean, you to go through
Trevor Ariza.
Right. Like, I mean, and listen, I'm smart enough to know I don't ever begrudge Trevor Ariza in public because of the real gangsters in the NBA. Trevor Ariza will find you. His people will find you for real. He'll come knocking on your door.
Yeah.
So I say nothing bad about Trevor. John Wall was in the discussion, right? That if it doesn't happen for him, if they leave that alone in Washington, it's a different conversation. So there are a bunch of guys who
better combo, Wall and Beal or Lillard and McCollum.
Who's that?
John Wall and Bradley Beal in Washington, or Dame Lillard and CJ McCollum in Portland. Better duo at its peak.
Oh, Wall and Beal were different, man. Wall and Beal were different. First of all, John Wall was different.
DC bias.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%.
Right now.
He's 100%. But here's the thing: was there anybody in recent years who was better at true point guard play than John Wall?
Who is better, Russ or John Wall? I think is the question there.
John Wall. His rookie year, set it off.
Okay.
Set it off, and we didn't know that Bradley Beal was going to be Bradley Beal. Bradley Beal didn't know he was going to be better. That's why he worked so hard.
Right.
If they had kept it together, and then another one, I'm going to take you back. Because in Washington there was that run of Chris Webber, Juwan Howard, Rod Strickland. That was a different run. That era of Rod Strickland, Chris Webber, Juwan Howard. And that if they had left it alone, Michael Jordan said, that's going to be the group that gives me a problem. Except for Washington outsmarted. Yeah, they had Rod. They did have Rod.
Can you hear me?
No, you're low. You're low.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, you're low. Yeah, it's just his mic.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, the Rod.
They had Rod.
They had Rod. Their real issue was Cal Chaney.
Yeah.
Their real issue was you had a management group that married Calbert Chaney, and this is what happens for all these teams. All of them marry a guy that, quite frankly, wasn't the championship guy.
That's a fact.
And Calbert Chaney, they kept Calbert Chaney.
Right.
I was like, oh, we mad.
Mm-hmm.
So there's and they wouldn't marry Tom Gugliotta, who I thought was going to help them.
Is Tim Hardaway in there?
Yeah, because
or Chris Mullin.
Well, Mullin, Richmond.
Yeah,
they were all. That's the same crew, all with the same problem. that because you have 3 doesn't make it the right 3.
Right.
Like it doesn't make it the right 3. They were exceptional for the season. They were a great hometown fan base trio. You were going to slap down your $50 and have a good time for 41 home games.
Yeah.
Like you were going to play well. It's going to be exciting up and down. You were going to hit some threes, good looks, all that. But then when it came pressure time and the defense was locked on them, you had that daily debate over who the guy was.
Mm-hmm.
And it never got figured out.
Yeah.
It never got figured out.
So you would say basically KG got saved by the Boston.
He absolutely
merge.
got saved because
so did Paul.
Right.
Yeah.
If he's not in that, if KG's not, if he's still in Minnesota, we could have had a different discussion because they ran through a bunch of dudes into Minnesota and could never get the rest
The right
of them
combination.
right.
Yeah.
So some of that was in play. Paul Pierce needed that whole end run to validate who he was, or he'd be in the top 5 of this conversation. If he doesn't get that final run with KG and Ray Allen, who's another like Ray, right place, right player, an all-time great but not elite.
Does Ray get to Miami without the Boston chip?
That's such a good matchup though. That's such a perfect. Like that was. I want to give Miami credit for taking a chance to get it right because that could have gone left. That could have gone way left. My hope was that I would have loved to have seen Shaq stay in that space.
Ooh.
I would have also loved to have seen Penny and Shaq and 3D with one more dude.
So
one more rookie.
Okay.
Because Nick Anderson for 80 games and for 30
in the mix
for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he was a problem. But for them other 10 games,
it was a free throw. I think,
and the final
changed.
6 minutes.
Yeah.
You're
right. I think those time frames is a thing. But I think what really took him out was those free throws when it was to win. And
he never got
over that. Never recovered.
Before we end off this discussion, we should probably flip it over to the coaches as well. Who are the best coaches in the NBA to never win a championship? You say Stockton, Malone. You got to go with Sloan to some degree, don't you?
Yeah, that's a short discussion.
That's easy.
That's a short discussion.
That's easy.
Don Nelson never got one.
That was going to be
Big
another
Don?
one. I was
Big
going
Don?
to say him. And wasn't George Karl in that?
Yeah, Carl's
I think George Karl was a top level guy.
I think
maybe not top 5, but definitely in the talk.
Well, so George Karl is 3.
What about Mike D'Antoni?
Fratello is ahead of D'Antonio. Hubie Brown.
Okay, Hubie, yeah. I forget about Hubie as an NBA
and quite frankly, he's one of my favorite 10 coaches, period.
What about Lenny Wilkins? Well, tell that first and then why do you believe he's
okay? So Hubie Brown was the maestro of moving bodies. I don't want to say X's and O's, but he was the best space coach.
Okay.
In NBA history. He was the best. It didn't matter what the player's skill set was. It's my job to get him the ball with enough space to do what he can do rather than ask him to do something he can't do.
Got you.
And that's just exceptional. That's just some exceptional stuff that he goes into play. Yeah, Sloan's the best. And Utah had several. Yeah. Frankly, maybe my favorite person as a coach. He and Wes Unseld are the two at the top of that. But yeah, Hubie and then Jerry Sloan. Jerry Sloan top of it. Maybe the best storyteller as a coach. Strick, have you ever talked to him?
Yeah, but very short.
That he was the funniest dry man I've ever.
That's what I was going to say. It was short. That's what I mean.
Like he would tell the best jokes. He would tell the best mama jokes about reporters. Like a reporter would come, we'd be at basketball practice, and he'd walk in. Like if Nick walked in, he'd just walk over to me and go, "Hey, DP, you think Nick's mother's proud of him today? Look at that outfit." And then he'd just walk away and start yelling at Carlo, and you're like, "You're a hero to me."
Right.
You're a hero to me. Like he would tell Carl, because listen, if you go country on me one more time on this tour, I'm gonna sit down and let Antoine play. And you would just laugh. Like he always, like he got the message across, and his players were never offended.
Yeah,
they were never offended.
And listen, BP, real talk. Just being a player outside of that before San Antonio, before Popovich fully came, that was the system. Like if you could be a basic collegiate player. This is why Jacques Vaughns and your Howard Isings and those types could really, your Byron Russ, those types could really thrive because the system really just presented an ability for you to do something within it and have success.
That dude played with Curtis Borchardt and Greg Oden.
Right.
Listen, he played with Ron Collins,
Greg Foster.
Greg Foster.
Right.
Oh, and then look, when Chris Humphrey showed up, he was like, "I'm out of here. I gotta go. This is time to go.
Time to go. Right. We should take our first break of the show. This is on the block here, 93.7. Take it off. Strickland with UP with you here. We'll be with you before live at the Blur tailgate from up in Omaha. If you're coming up for the night game tonight, make sure you grab a ticket online. The website is blurevents.com/Omaha.
Why should you come out here? Because it's not.
We got Merton for you. We got us for you. They got the drinks. They got the food. It's a good time. If you're headed to tonight's game, definitely stop by and say hi. When we get back to On the Block, who are the best players not at the College World Series? We'll go over that. We'll want your thoughts as well. 402-464-5685. Is there a player you were hoping to see that you won't get to see this year? Let us know. We'll get to that after we return here to Omaha during On the Block.
For over 15 years, Integrated Life Choices has empowered individuals with disabilities in Lincoln and throughout Nebraska. They provide comprehensive services from group homes and independent living services to job training, ensuring fulfilling lives for those that they serve. Now, they're inviting you to join their mission. If you're passionate about making a difference in the lives of people with developmental disabilities, explore rewarding career opportunities with them. Learn more about their services and apply today at www.ilc.net. Be a part of Integrated Life Choices, where your work truly changes lives.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and right now they are offering huge, and I mean huge discounts at Koppel. Get over $9,000 off list price or 1.9% financing on select Sierras or Silverados. Plus, Costco members receive another $1,000 off. Yes, that's happening right now in Louisville. $9,000 off list price or 1.9% financing. You pick what works for you. Costco members, please contact us at the store or at koppelcars.com. All deals with approved credit must trade and finance.
Sandhills Global is hiring. With their fast-paced, growing culture, they have hundreds of new openings in sales, marketing, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Full-time roles offer a 4.5-day work week, along with flexible internships in most areas. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Find your fit today at www.sandhills.jobs.
Be sure to check out the top-selling Recomp. Recomp helps build lean muscle and strength while decreasing body fat. Recomp is ideal for men and women of all ages trying to look their best. Recomp can only be found in Nutrition Authority. For info, visit mynutritionauthority.com.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Garage doors can be expensive. Are you keeping yours in the best condition possible? This is Cameron Hall with Doors Plus. Doors Plus is a locally owned business that prides itself on the fast, reliable, and friendly service. Doors Plus offers flexible scheduling so you can book an appointment that fits your busy day. My team and I will come out to your property, both commercial and residential, and provide you with the necessary information you need to make sure your garage door is in working and smooth condition. Give Doors Plus a call today at 402-590-5800 to book an appointment and learn more about our preventative maintenance plans. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
Problem gambling affects millions of Americans daily, of all ages and walks of life. If your loved one is struggling with addiction, contact Choices Treatment Center's 24-hour helpline at 402-476-2300. That's 402-476-2300.
Constructors is now hiring for all positions, with laborers starting at $23 and up based on experience. Constructors has immediate job openings for laborers, mechanics, bridge builders, operators, and drivers. Start your new career today. Constructors offers great pay, health, dental, and vision insurance, paid time off, paid holidays, and so much more. Join the crew today and be a part of Nebraska's oldest paving company dating back to 1908. For a complete list of openings and to apply online, visit constructorslincoln.com.
Are you looking to get into the electrical construction industry or wanting a new scene? The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Although we can't control the air we breathe outside our home, we can make a healthy difference inside, and all it takes is a call to Bryant. With healthy air options, Bryant can help you eliminate allergens, odors, and harmful chemicals, all while controlling indoor humidity levels at the same time. If it's time for a breath of fresh air inside, it's time to call Bryant. Breathe easy, breathe healthy. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. 467-1111. We do whatever it takes.
Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to On the Block. Austin Norman, Nick Sainer with you here, host of the Happy Hour, among other things, at 93.7 The Ticket. This is going to be a fun segment here, talking the best players that we're not going to see in Omaha. And this conversation, of course, Nick, comes with the backdrop of the MLB draft needs to be held during or after the College World Series in Omaha. So the best players in the sport are here.
Before
is fine.
Yes.
Sure. Whatever. I don't care. Just hold the draft in Omaha around the College World Series.
I think it needs to be before. And the only reason I say this is because we talk about growing the game, and I think there's an added value in not only knowing, and yes, it's similar with recruiting. Recruiting rankings are becoming more accessible, and like more people are aware of the recruiting rankings. But I think also mock drafts, like they're becoming more accessible once again. So people are aware, okay, Cags is going to get drafted top 5, and you have other guys that are going to get drafted in the top 2 rounds of the draft and stuff. So that helps out a little bit. Not that I'm not saying that people are buying these tickets and going to these games strictly just to see these guys, but there's added value. Also, you go to a game and you kind of have a better understanding of, all right, what's all going on around here.
Jake, what are you doing?
Jake, what's wrong? I just saw you almost trip, okay? I'm going to say it. I almost saw you fall, and I started laughing, okay? Nonetheless, but what I was going to say is that there's added value and reason for people to come to the ballpark if they are aware, all right, who's this guy that's going to be playing?
Speaking of the mock draft aspect of that, here's one from MLB.com. Travis Pisano, out here from Oregon State, hosted a regional. I believe they hosted a super.
Yeah, they
didn't end up making it out. Really good player. I was disappointed that the media availability ran long when I was in Corvallis because you had the Oregon State-Washington baseball game that day literally across the street.
Oh.
Pisano went deep twice.
Wow.
Second
baseman, right?
Second baseman,
yeah.
Yep. Had media gotten done about half an hour earlier, I would have been at that game.
Yep.
Chase Burns
Guy
who
that
we
was
saw last year with Wake Forest, was here at Tennessee.
Yes.
Or no, vice versa, right? He was with Tennessee a couple of years ago with Wake Forest. He's not here.
Yep.
He's gone. You look at Charlie Condon. That's the one that I think I've described him as the Stetson Bennett of Georgia baseball. Really under the radar, unheralded guy. This dude's a monster.
He is. Well, and not a lot of people have heard of him, right? He doesn't have the flashy name of Adley Rutschman. He doesn't have the flashy, the family name of Jackson Holiday either, of previous number 1 overall picks. But he's playing really well, right? But Bazana, also, I comped him to Brian Dozier. Power hitting second baseman.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, hits from the left side.
Jeff
Brian Dozier hit from the left, or hit from the right. So you have a little bit of difference there. But in terms of like power hitting second baseman, that's the name I instantly thought of with Brian Dozier. But nonetheless, I mean, yeah, you're talking about those are potentially 3 of your top 5 picks coming up, and unfortunately, like you said, could be held in Omaha, should be held in Omaha. They wanted to during the COVID year. Ultimately, it got banged.
Another guy that is here but won't be playing, Braden Montgomery, fractured his ankle, would be playing with A&M. Caglione has a 3-run home run for Florida today. Here's one that I'm disappointed not to get to see, Hagen Smith.
Yeah.
Some of the best strikeout rate numbers in college baseball history. Dominant left-hander that Dave Van Horn would have just said, go.
Yeah.
This game's yours. Maybe not best for his arm, but Hagen Smith has dominated from the jump in his college career. He's one I'm really bummed we didn't get to see.
How do you side note? How do you feel about the narrative of Dave Van Horn not caring about pitch counts and arms? Where do you fall on that?
It's probably not true, but it's kind of funny.
It is,
right? That he has the reputation. So I mean, we see it with all sorts of colleges all the time. It's not just Dave Van Horn.
Yeah.
But it makes sense since he has the local connection to Nebraska. We track his teams maybe a little bit more. He has pushed some guys to the limit,
very
to
much
the brink,
so.
if not even further. I mean, even that 2021 regional with Kevin Kopps, closer that he stretched out quite a bit. Yeah, the narrative's probably not as true as the narrative is funny or kind of makes you chuckle when you think about it. But you get the reputation for a reason too.
So Kevin Kopps, I'm fascinated because he was taken 99th overall back in the 2021 draft, third round by the Padres. Has not made it to the big leagues.
No.
Has thrown this season in 24 games. He's 0-1, 6.34 earned run average in 32 2/3. Has struck out just 22.
Yikes.
So I mean, so remember the dominance that Kevin Kopps was at the college level, but now he's here in the professional level, struggling to get past a benchmark and getting to the big leagues.
J.J. Weatherholt comes to mind for another guy that's not in Omaha. West Virginia always had a bit of a long road ahead of it. Weatherholt's by far the driver of that team. Nick Kurtz we saw with Wake Forest last year. He's not back this year. And that rounds out the college guys in this MLB mock draft top 10. But there's a whole list of other guys. Oklahoma State.
Yeah.
Maybe the best program of the last 5 years not to make it to Omaha.
Yeah, Carson Burge. You had obviously we saw him. Dylan Holiday as well.
Brian
Holiday, excuse me. Different, not a relation of the Oklahoma State Holidays. Yeah. So, I mean, Oklahoma State, and don't forget, like when they played Florida, they threw not in the first game because they threw Holiday in the first game, and he ends up going the complete game with like 136 pitches.
Oh, no, he shoved it against Florida.
He shoved them against Florida in the 1-0 matchup.
Yeah.
But I'm saying in the one where Florida had to beat them twice, they threw Carson Bench, who's one of the best two-way guys in the country, starts in right field if he's not pitching on the mound for Oklahoma State. Really, really good bat in that lineup too. And they still lost. They still were no match for the Florida Gators. It's really interesting because Josh Holiday, who is the head coach of Oklahoma State, has hosted a regional so often, and they've never been able to get out of it. They've never been able to get out of their own way, their own regional. And it's a story of two completely different programs because, like Nebraska, we're having this conversation of how does Nebraska just host a regional? Oklahoma State's now in a maybe potentially more frustrating spot to where, Oklahoma State's hosted so many regionals, but they can't get out of it. Consistently can't get out of it, can't crack through one single time. What's next?
It kind of feels like they're doing the Clemson football thing, right? Where Clemson would go 9-3 or better, 11-0, and then lose on some stupid field goal to Pitt, not get out of its own way. So Oklahoma State has taken the lead from a good program to a really good program, but
Yeah.
going from really good to great or great to elite, they haven't found a way to do that. I would also throw Nolan Schubert into that conversation, Zach Earhart as well. A guy I know you would have loved to have seen back here, Tommy Tanks.
Tommy Tanks.
Tommy White and LSU.
His
Certainly
former
been
his
here
former
before.
team is playing currently right now. Never forget, he was the National Freshman of the Year back 3 years ago now, would have been. He's going to be a first round pick as well. Tommy Tanks is Tommy White, that is, transferred from NC State after his first season to the LSU Tigers. Saw him last year. He had some big hits in the course of LSU's title run last
He
year.
had the walk-off against Wake Forest
Yep.
at the end of that fantastic game in extras. Luke Holman is another ace on the bump I would have liked to have seen from LSU.
Yes.
And the guy I remember from last year that's not back with LSU because they're not here, Griffin Herring.
Yeah.
Unheralded kind of freshman, came in out of the bullpen in the CWS game I went to last year. It was an LSU Wake Forest game. LSU wins at 5-2 behind 4 1/3 innings from Griffin Herring. Just a freshman, lefty, kind of out of nowhere. Really gutsy performance from him. Top 15 type of pick from Duke, Jonathan Santucci.
Mhm.
Not going to be here. He's a guy that's getting some of that mid-first round buzz. Clemson is a team that I think would have interested a lot of people in Omaha. Caden Grice, one of the best pitchers we're not talking about enough in America. Billy Amick's fun. But that super regional against Florida was the Cam Canarella show.
Mhm.
In center field, game 2, I believe it was, the game-tying 3-run home run.
Yes.
The kind of over-the-shoulder Willie Mays style
That's
basket
right.
catch robbery that would have won the game for Florida. Oh, and he's the one that did it with a busted shoulder all year.
Yeah, that's right. That Clemson team was, it was sneaky because they were rated 6th in the country, right? Like that's what their seed was, the 6th best team in the country. Just didn't play like it down the stretch. But also when you run into there's a short list of teams that you say, okay, if we score 11 runs against them, do we feel okay about our chances? Short list of teams that you say no. And Florida A&M is probably another one of those. We saw that with A&M and Oregon. So they just ran to it. Once again, there's that draw that where, who did you get matched up with? And ultimately Florida was the one.
How similar are Oregon and Oklahoma State in terms of best programs not to make it to Omaha? Oklahoma State feels more established.
I
than
think
Oregon.
Oklahoma State feels more established, and it feels worse to do it as Oklahoma State because you're in a much better conference. Like I think nationally respect the Big 12 has a lot more respect nationally than the Pac-12 does right now. Oregon, it's not that people have been surprised; it doesn't feel like they're established. If you would have asked me UCLA or Oklahoma State, I think that's where it changes a little bit because you do have that somewhat recent success in the 2010s rather. But right now, I think that it's clearly Oklahoma State that's probably one of the more frustrating programs right now.
The other guy that I have written down for the fact that it's a bit of a bummer that we're not going to see him is a team that would have taken a bit of a run to make it here.
Yeah.
East Carolina hosting as the number 16 overall seed would have been matched up with Tennessee.
Yeah.
Ultimately, but Trey Savage, who was on the injured list,
Yes.
essentially the collapsed lung.
That's
For
right.
a while, another guy who's thrown a boatload of pitches this last year. One of the best pitchers in America. And East Carolina, it strikes me as a model for Nebraska as well. Not a great baseball conference in the American. I get it, it's warmer weather than it is in Nebraska, given it's on the East Coast. But, man, East Carolina feels like a program that's a couple steps away from Omaha, but the country needed some Trey Savage.
Yeah, well, you're absolutely right? And it goes back to not even the draw in this case. It was was East Carolina able to take care of business in their regional, and ultimately they weren't, right? They lose to Evansville in the opening game, and then ultimately in game 7, as I believe it took got
7.
Evansville to go to game 7, and in game 7 Evansville was able to beat East Carolina again. So unable to even make it out of their own regional. But yeah, you're absolutely right. Where there was a lot of players this year, but once again, I think it just continues to increase, and we continue to know more names if the draft is held either before or in Omaha, right? Or at the same time. Like imagine today on a Monday, you're getting ready for the MLB draft. You're getting ready. They're setting it up 2 blocks to the north, whatever it is. You could, honestly, figure out a way to do it schedule-wise to where it's in the stadium on one of the nights on a night.
Well, you have an off day on Friday.
Yes, and so there's an opportunity there. They just got to kind of put their heads together. Rob Manfred's got to figure out a way to kind of say, yeah, okay, we'll come to Omaha and do this.
Just have it the old map. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Who's against it?
Yeah. They just have to pay the $25 cover charge as well.
True. No one gets off of
even the number one overall pick.
True.
Use that $9 million signing bonus or whatever it's going to be this year to pay that $25 cover.
$25 whole dollars. You can do it with your $9 million signing bonus. Nick, thanks for sitting in.
Thanks, Austin.
Stricky's back. We'll take a break, talk a little U.S. Open before we talk some hoops in hour 2 of On the Block after this.
You've got stuffed in your wallet, purse, or pocket, give it a little respect because it could win you millions. Lotto America from the Nebraska Lottery is here, and it only costs $1 to play. It has a $2 million starting jackpot with drawings every Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday. What's more, you can add the All-Star bonus for an additional $1 to multiply any prize won. So unwrinkle that dollar bill in your glove box and play today. Lotto America top prize odds 1 in 26 million.
Hey, Nebraska! Register today for the 40th annual Cornhusker State Games, taking place July 11th through the 21st in Lincoln, Omaha, and other Nebraska communities. The Cornhusker State Games features 70 sports for athletes of all ages and abilities. Price increases are approaching, so register early and save. For details, go to cornhuskerstategames.com. Special thanks to Platinum Partner Farmers Mutual of Nebraska, delivering dependable insurance coverage for your auto, farm, and home for over 130 years. Farmers Mutual of Nebraska, always alongside you.
Nutrition Authority presents Fusion 30, an ultra-premium protein powder ideal for anyone wanting to look, feel, and perform their best. Fusion 30 can only be found at Nutrition Authority. Stop in today for a free sample, visit with a certified nutritionist, and get better than internet pricing. For store info, visit mynutritionauthority.com.
Ready to add a dash of Southern flavor to your week? At Wings and Rings, their brand new Southern fried wings have arrived for a limited time. Indulge in the irresistible goodness of large, traditional bone-in wings coated in a crispy beer batter and fried to perfection. Try them with hot honey or any other sauces. And for those busy summer days coming up, look no further than their Southern Fried Wings Family Bundle. Wings and Rings, 2 Lincoln locations on O Street or Village Lane.
Breathe easier inside your home with Bryant. Eliminate allergens and odors and control humidity too. For a breath of fresh air, call 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
All right, it's time for Final Jeopardy. It's been a tight contest today that all comes down to this final question. No summer picnic or family get-together or trip to the lake is complete without this particular item. Let's go first to Bach.
What is beer?
No, that's not it. Think about the kids. Over to you, Farley.
What is corn on the cob?
Tough to grill that on a boat. Wrong again. Grace, this time for the win.
What is Bure's cheese spread?
We have a winner! Bure's cheese spread, available in most local grocers in Nebraska. Rosie Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road. The weather is hot, the kids are out of school, and you're on your way to the lake and summer road trips. Are you getting to your vacation spot comfortably, or is your car letting you down? Mullen Motors Lot is full of great vehicles to take home, so you don't have to worry about your current car barely surviving another road trip. Come check out their lot just north of 48th and Layton and find your next ride for summer road trips and beyond. Mullen Motors.
No tag-ons, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
In every office, there's 2 types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe. Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Wrapping up hour 1 of On the Block here on 93.7 The Ticket. This is On the Block. I'm Moss Norman, joined by Eric Strickland. Stricky, you watch any golf yesterday?
Not really, man. I was strictly dad relaxed. Strictly.
Yeah, belated Happy Father's Day, by the way, my guy.
Man, you too. You're a dad now, my boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you made it. You
First
crossed
official
over.
Father's Day.
Yeah, it was good. Wasn't it beautiful?
It was fantastic.
The
It was
looks
awesome.
he gave you and the hugs and the little sugar plum kisses he gave you.
Poor little guy's dealing with a lower extremity
Oh,
injury, so he was not
no.
the happiest he's been. But it was a great day. We made our way up to Fremont. So my parents just got back from a trip to Italy.
Yeah.
Their 35th or 30th wedding anniversary is coming up here in July. So I'm glad they were able to take the trip. So got my dad back for Father's Day, and we went up to Fremont to see my grandpa. So we had 4 generations of Ormond guys all in the same place, same time.
that's
So
beautiful.
it was great.
That's beautiful, man. Listen, shout out to all the dads and the fathers. There's a few of us here on 93.7 The Ticket, but shout out to each and every one of you. Truly beautiful, man. Just for me, it was just relaxation and just cook. My kids reached out, and we got a chance to chop it up with them, and I reached out to mine and my pops, so it was good.
Fathers on the text line or comment section, let us know what you did. 402-464-5685. We'll get to that here before the end of the hour. Well, in the world of golf, Strick, Rory McIlroy choked. He was in it shot for shot with Bryson DeChambeau. 3 of the last 4 holes, he bogeys, looking for his first major win since guess when? Rory McIlroy has not won a major since 2014. It's been a decade for one of the guys who's the face
he
of the
looked like
golf.
he was a promising future. I mean, that was going to be something I was going to reach out today for a discussion, but I want to ask the question now. Tiger Woods is done.
Seems like it.
It just doesn't seem that he can string it together like he used to. Like, I don't know. I
Not
mean,
for 4
listen,
days.
sometimes when you get to a certain spot in age, life be lifing. You know what I'm saying? Austin.
Life be lifing. Truer words have never been spoken.
Strictionary.
Strictionary.
Add that to the strictionary. Life is lifing. No, because like I think this is something all of us need to think about and consider. And the reason I say that is Austin. Let me talk directly. Like when we look at athletes, we just look so much at just their abilities, their skills, what they can do. What a catch. Wow.
Track. He's feeling it.
God, what a catch. We don't know who it was yet.
5-4 game. NC State
I
makes
mean,
a catch.
say,
Wow.
I mean, right at the wall. Sorry about that. But listen, it's unbelievable to me because sometimes we forget that athletes are people.
True.
I mean, it's the same thing we think about pastors. It's the same thing we think about maybe CEOs. You know, obviously we hold people. Yeah, teachers that like they're held at a certain standard, but we forget that they're people. And life can you know, things that happen in life, perceptions of things that happen in life, they can actually change kind of the way that you interact. And like for example, just think of how bad it was for Nick Anderson. And the reason I'm only bringing his name up because we talked about it.
Oh, that think Royals brain infested. We're talking about Royals Nick Anderson.
Oh, no.
Sorry.
No, that's about Nick Anderson. And with the Orlando Magic. Think of if social media was the way that it is now. How it affected him then, which is ESPN and the continuous, you know, people watching it until ESPN from 8 to 3 in the morning, you know, and you get the same repetitive stuff of that happening. Think if social media was out and the trolls and the people, how brutal it is. I look at life today, just the scrutiny that are out there. I think
it's certainly more public in a lot of ways. It's harder to avoid. It's not always as simple as shut the phone off, right? Like it is that simple, but that's a big ask in this day and age. It's hard to close the app. It's hard to not want to defend yourself and stick up for yourself. And there are always going to be critics, right? You know that as a former athlete. People are always going to, you know, some are going to praise you, some are going to hate you. You know, it's inescapable. It's unavoidable.
look at just this specific point. Kyrie Irving has been murked by the Boston Celtics fans since he left. And I kind of mentioned that dynamic of when you go back to some place that you felt is either talking about you, woofing about you, can't stand you. And to you felt you gave your all. Miscommunication as far as your desires, things can change. And they killed him for it. But look how his first couple games started off.
Rough.
Shaky. And shaky. And a lot of it was because, to me, I think we put extra pressures on ourselves. Like, for example, somebody that played for the New York Yankees, right? They go and play for the Boston Red Sox. When they come back to play New York, and look, you're going for the benefits of your family. They gave you a better offer. New York didn't. I'm going there for that reason. It's not that I don't love the Yankees, but when you go back and play Yankees in the stadium, that pressure when you're at bat is sometimes different. Sometimes you level up, or sometimes that press tightens muscles. It just does things to you that it changes the way that you've been used to playing.
When you, back in your playing days, when you felt yourself putting too much pressure on yourself, how did you relieve that? How did you step back?
Shout out to Jack Stark. If you guys, Jack Stark is a regent, and he's been around our program. He was our sports psychologist. To me, it would get back to self-talks, not negative self-talks. Just kind of breathe, close my eyes, focus in, and think back to what I've prepared myself to do. This isn't nothing new. Ooh, that thing hit. What I was prepared to do, this isn't nothing new. I've done this, so I've locked it in. Just relax. And usually I would be more aggressive if I'm having a shooting slump of trying to get to the basket, get to the free throw line, see one or two go in the bucket, and then that's who I am, and then get back to just regular play.
The advice I've heard a lot is try easier. Right, everyone thinks balls to the wall, go 100%, but you can go 110% and have that be a bad thing.
Yeah.
Right? You can give full effort and not be as tense, as tight, as hard on yourself. Is that kind of that same concept?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Got it.
Yeah, you're right.
Let's go ahead and go to break here. We're just about at the top of the hour. One more hour to go here during On the Block on a Monday. A fun hour or two in store for you. Lots going on with the College Football Hall of Fame. Mike Leach and Les Miles both ineligible for the College Football Hall of Fame for different reasons. Why is that? Does either one have a case or a gripe? We'll get into that. And then the Dodgers get their second City Connect uniform before a couple teams get there first. We're going to rank our 5 favorites, our 5 least favorites, and the 5 most average City Connect uniforms in Major League Baseball. We want your thoughts on all of that and more. 402-464-5685. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back to Blur Tailgate here at 12th and Cass in just a little bit for hour 2 of On the Block.
Spring sports are here, and it's time to upgrade your equipment. But don't go rushing to your big box store. Play It Again Sports is your place to go for all spring sports equipment for baseball, softball, golf, and disc golf. Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And don't forget, buying from them is a great way to get new products with great discounts by also bringing in your used items for store credit or cash on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
Plains Cover Crop is your one-stop seed shop. Call us now for spring and summer forages, CRP mixes, and fall cover crop blends. We do farm-specific consulting for practical and efficient seed blends to fit your geography and goals. With a very diverse inventory, we will tailor a blend just for you. We're also looking for contract growers, and we buy and sell rye. Find us online at plainscovercrop.com. Timeless agronomy practices paired with modern technology. East Highway 20 in Orchard and across Nebraska.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, partly sunny, windy, and hot. See a high around 93. Tonight, partly cloudy and windy, below around 77. And tomorrow, partly sunny and windy again. Showers likely in the afternoon. See a high around 89. I'm meteorologist Kyle Buck for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Coppell Chevrolet GMC. And right now they are offering huge, and I mean huge discounts at Coppell. Get over $9,000 off list price or 1.9% financing on select Sierras or Silverados. Plus, Costco members receive another $1,000 off. Yes, that's happening right now in Louisville. $9,000 off list price or 1.9% financing. You pick what works for you. Costco members, please contact us at the store or at CoppellCars.com. All deals with approved credit must trade and finance.
Garage doors can be expensive. Are you keeping yours in the best condition possible? This is Cameron Hall with Doors Plus. Doors Plus is a locally owned business that prides itself on the fast, reliable, and friendly service. Doors Plus offers flexible scheduling so you can book an appointment that fits your busy day. My team and I will come out to your property, both commercial and residential, and provide you with the necessary information you need to make sure your garage door is in working and smooth condition. Give Doors Plus a call today at 402-590-5800 to book an appointment and learn more about our preventative maintenance plans. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
Do you need motivation to get to the gym on the weekend or even in general? Tune into the Movement Hour each Saturday from 10 to 11 a.m. Movement Academy owner Robert Kuhlman will host the show as he introduces new ways to stay in shape. The Movement Hour every Saturday morning from 10 to 11 a.m. on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Sandhills Global is hiring. With their fast-paced, growing culture, they have hundreds of new openings in sales, marketing, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Full-time roles offer a 4.5-day work week, along with flexible internships in most areas. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Find your fit today at www.sandhills.jobs.
Hi everyone, Kendall Warnock, A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. Spring is here, summer is fast approaching. With weddings, vacations, and weekend getaways on your mind, do not let car issues prevent you from getting where you need to be. Car problems shouldn't be something that you put up with. Let us get you back on the road in comfort and safety. We diagnose all makes and models from Porsches to Hondas, Toyotas, and Chevrolets. We fix a variety of issues with all of them with our talented techs and our experienced staff. A1 Automotive at 11th and L, downtown Lincoln, always honest answers.
For over 15 years, Integrated Life Choices has empowered individuals with disabilities in Lincoln and throughout Nebraska. They provide comprehensive services from group homes and independent living services to job training, ensuring fulfilling lives for those that they serve. Now, they're inviting you to join their mission. If you're passionate about making a difference in the lives of people with developmental disabilities, explore rewarding career opportunities with them. Learn more about their services and apply today at www.ilc.net. Be a part of Integrated Life Choices, where your work truly changes lives.
This is James Harrell with NP Dodge Real Estate. When I became a licensed realtor, I wanted a brokerage that would help me grow in my new career. I found that in Lincoln First Realty. When Lincoln First was acquired by NP Dodge, the training and support I received only got better. I love knowing I have the power of the NP Dodge brand behind me. I would recommend NP Dodge to new agents looking to jumpstart their real estate career and to current agents who want to take their business to the next level.
Expand your career with NP Dodge. Call Eric at 402-434-2222.
Hey Nebraska! Register today for the 40th annual Cornhusker State Games, taking place July 11th through the 21st in Lincoln, Omaha, and other Nebraska communities. The Cornhusker State Games features 70 sports for athletes of all ages and abilities. Price increases are approaching, so register early and save. For details, go to CornhuskerStateGames.com. Special thanks to Platinum Partner Farmers Mutual of Nebraska, delivering dependable insurance coverage for your auto, farm, and home for over 130 years. Farmers Mutual of Nebraska, always alongside you.
Are you looking to upgrade your farm equipment? You're in luck. Acres, your premier John Deere dealer, recently dropped its prices on select late model tractors, combines, planters, and sprayers. Trade in your old equipment today and get never before seen discounts that can save you over $100,000. With great financing options and our A-plus support, there's no better time to upgrade. Visit your local Acres store or see the huge savings at acres.com. That's AKRS.com to see the best prices in the nation.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Doren. God bless you.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. This is On the Block with Strick and Austin. Nebraska Basketball Hall of Famer and 9-year NBA vet, Eric Strickland.
Strickland for three. And you're going to go out of here as the Big 8 tournament champion.
Middle school basketball coaching legend and Duke basketball shooting coach in his mind, Austin Orman. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Presented by NIPCO. This is On the Block with Strick and Austin.
Fun hour 2 in stock for us here from the Blur tailgate party just outside the Hilton in Omaha. Starting to see some Tennessee fans file in, sprinkle through here 12th and Cass Streets. Don't forget, you can go to blurevents.com/Omaha to purchase your tickets. Today's the 17th through the 19th, which is Wednesday, the last day that we will be here. 3-tiered options for you. You have a $79 sort of pass or ticket to get to a lunch and dinner buffet, soda, water, and a cash bar. For $109, you get all of that plus wine. And then $129, you get all of that with mixed drinks as well. So definitely come in, stop on by, say hi to us. We just learned that Texas A&M is staying next to us at the Hilton. So, hey, if you're at our party, who knows? You might see the Aggies walking by, give them a high five, heckle and boo them, whatever it is that you think is appropriate for Texas A&M. We are still monitoring Florida and North Carolina State. Top of the 7th inning, Florida at bat with 2 outs. Gators lead the Wolfpack 5-4 in an SEC versus ACC battle. I want to thank NEPCO for their sponsorship of On the Block. NEPCO's operations span the state of Nebraska and supply the construction industry with the materials needed to construct buildings, streets, and highways. They've been doing it since 1908. They're a 4th-generation family-owned and operated business with over 1,200 employees and 26 companies throughout Nebraska. Here's the question for you, text line, 402-464-5685. Mike Leach, College Football Hall of Famer, yes or no? Les Miles, College Football Hall of Famer, yes or no? Strick, let's start with Les Miles, former coach at 3 schools, Oklahoma State, LSU, and Kansas. Recently, and just today, he is suing LSU, his former employer, also suing the NCAA and the National Football Foundation, which is in charge of the College Football Hall of Fame. His lawsuit says he was deprived of property rights to vacated wins and his nomination for the College Football Hall of Fame. Here's the deal with that. LSU vacated 37 wins back in 2023, dating back to Les Miles' time at LSU.
09.
Yep, back in 09, because a booster allegedly paid the father of a former player. So the 37 wins take Les Miles' career winning percentage from 665, so almost 2/3 of his games, to under 600, okay, down to 597. The reason that's important is the College Football Hall of Fame has a rule. Only 2 exceptions have been made that you have to have a winning percentage of at least 600 to get in the College Football Hall of Fame. Les Miles suing LSU because of the vacated wins, saying, hey, we still won these games. They're my property. You can't take them from me. And because you did, you denied me the chance to get into the College Football Hall of Fame. Wild.
Yeah, it's very wild. So the question I would have thinking about how this is all played out, right? The landscape of college football has changed, right? We saw even a little more leniency in some of the decisions that they just recently made on how, like the example I've given on the show before was how one of the coaches, they ended up getting in trouble and getting dinged by the NCAA. I think it was at Arkansas. One of the coaches had only did this, taken the player to a collective meeting.
Oh, that's Florida State.
Was
where
it Florida
they drove
State?
him to the meeting.
Yeah, okay,
Yep.
it was Florida State. And they drove him to the meeting, which is part of what now NCAA sports is, and that's NIL. And all he did in the recruiting visit, he probably was taking them around. Yeah, how is he going to get there? What are you're going to get him? It doesn't make sense. The fact that he dropped them off. Okay, so he got dinged for that.
Mm-hmm.
Then they took away Reggie Bush. They took away his Heisman by something of the same thing that happened.
Same logic, yep.
Same logic. You could probably go back into any program, and this is why I'm like, are they selectively doing this? Just to kind of, and I used to think that they would do this, Austin, just to stay relevant. The NCAA, they would do just to say, oh, they still got some bark. Remember, I used to say, me, like a little chihuahua, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know about this, bro. I really don't. I think this is bull junk. Here's why. Did the investigation come down and say that Les Miles was actually the one who was setting this booster situation up? I mean, what did the investigation unveil? Like, that's the part. Go ahead.
Here's a couple paragraphs from the end of this ESPN article. Miles' lawsuit states that the bulk of LSU's infractions, including the most serious violations, occurred in basketball, that the team's coaches, including former coach Will Wade, were directly implicated in violations. The basketball penalties, which were more severe than the football penalties, did not include vacated wins.
Right.
So Les Miles is saying you didn't take away wins from a guy that was directly involved in this scandal. I have plausible deniability, can legitimately say I had no idea what was going on, which, okay, that's probably a problem in and of itself. But shaky. But you can't be held liable necessarily
that part
for a booster going behind your back to
that
pay
part.
the father of a player.
Yeah, exactly.
So Les Miles was saying, if you didn't take wins from them, why are you taking wins from me? He also says in the lawsuit, 2 of the 3 violations that the NCAA found with LSU football came after Les Miles left LSU.
Right.
So you can maybe tie 1 violation to him. And is that 1 violation worth 37 wins? Les Miles is saying, come on.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Is it too much? What is the governing body? That's what I want to know in this situation. Is this some form of arbitration?
He's taking him to court.
So it goes into is it considered a federal?
I don't know.
Local? State?
I don't know.
See, that's the thing. Like, what court is it going to be in? What is it? So anyway,
my guess would be like Baton Rouge, Louisiana Civil.
Yeah.
Would be my guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. And that's the part that's why it's just there's so much it's just so much controversy in it. I think okay. That's like in a political forum. Someone making a statement, and you can go through any politician or you can go through any coach. That's like saying, I'm the coach of the team. I told them to go in the locker room, and because Creighton and Arenas went in the locker room and had guns, that's my fault because I told them to go in the locker rooms and the gun happened to be there and they got into a squabble. What? Like, or politicians basically saying, go do this or go do that. I'm not going to get into the debate of the who's, but there's a lot of politicians that have said things where someone has done something, so you blame the person for the situation. That's weird to me. That's between them, unless you can say definitively that I was on the phone, you got me wiretapped, you got a transcript of me on a voice recording saying, yeah, my boy, send the wire. I think it's whack, man. I don't know. I'm
the text line gets to this here. Dalton says, name one person who cares other than Les Miles. That's the other part of this, is that if you have to argue that hard for 37 wins, you're not guaranteed to get in the College Football Hall of Fame with a 600% winning percentage or better. Les Miles would still have to be nominated by any of his 3 former schools, and guess what? None of the schools nominated him. Oklahoma State, where Les Miles started his head coaching career, 4-7, 8-5, 9-4, 7-5. won a Houston Bowl in Oklahoma State. Okay, he goes to LSU, right, post Saban. 11-2, 11-2, 12-2. Wins a Peach Bowl, a Sugar Bowl, and a BCS championship. Really great 3-year run from LSU there in his first 3 years. Next year, 8-5, win the Chick-fil-A Bowl. 9-4, 11-2, 13-1, lose in the championship game. 10-3, 10-3, 8-5, 9-3, and then 2-2 in 2016.
COVID.
Late in the end, no, 2016.
Oh, in 16.
Yeah. They took a few years off, went 0-9 the COVID year with Kansas, but Les Miles was good. Les Miles isn't an all-time great college football coach, right?
Right.
Ed Orgeron won a national title at LSU.
And he's not considered.
He's not considered that, right? I'm not gonna say I don't say Les Miles is a bad coach, but I'm with Dalton where this feels like a whole lot of hubbub about nothing. Like, I'm sorry, Les Miles. I know that you at least want the shot at it.
Yeah.
I get that, it means a lot to you personally, but have some self-awareness. Like, you're not that guy, pal. You weren't probably going to get voted in. You just weren't an icon in the sport.
I agree. I don't know if his name, but that's what he's trying to hold on to because that's the best tenure of his coaching career. And that's where his numbers were probably the best. But to me, outside of that 1 year of getting to the championship,
only made 2 championships.
And they would always lose. They were known for losing the big one when it mattered.
The flip side of that is Mike Leach, who ends his career with a 5.996 winning percentage. But you heard a lot more commotion, a lot more hubbub about Mike Leach and his potential worthiness of a waiver when it comes to induction in the College Football Hall of Fame. I'm still not completely sold on this one, Strick, but I could be at least talked into it, right? Mike Leach coached at, obviously, Texas Tech. He's the winningest coach in program history. Over 10 years.
Two guns up.
Wreckham Tech. He won 84 games in 10 years. Spike Dykes second in wins with 82, but over 14 years. So Mike Leach averaged a couple more wins per year than Spike Dykes did. Goes to Mississippi State. At the end of his career, obviously, 19-17 overall. The middle stop at Washington State. He was at Washington State for 8 years, 55-47. Went 2-4 in bowl games there. Mike Leach is an interesting case to me, Strick, because his win-loss record, again, right about that 600 mark, did it at 3 non-traditional schools. Texas Tech in Lubbock, Washington State in Pullman, Mississippi State in Stark Vegas. His teams were never in a position of advantage in any way, shape, or form. Where Mike Leach, I think, might have a window to be cracked open is because he was the offensive coordinator for Hal Mumme, developing the air raid. And you can't talk about that scheme in college football that's kind of taken over. It did for a while without mentioning Mike Leach and the role that he played in popularizing.
Why are you stealing my thunder?
My bad.
That's you see, listeners, let me look you in the eyes. You see what Austin just did to me? He took my thunder. I was about to talk about the fact that he changed the game.
I took the thunder because you're the Lightning.
He changed the game in the air raid system, which has become a lot of what college football is today. And that would be the thing that I think you're and that's why you're saying it's interesting. Yeah. I think he has an interesting case.
It's
not that, and like you said, the non-traditional schools that he was able to raise and still have pretty good success.
His win-loss record is fine, but you're not going to
good players. Crabtree,
Harrell,
Zach, Thomas.
Oh, there's a lot of them there.
A lot of them that came through.
So I'm not going to say Mike Leach has to be in, but it's harder for me to tell the story of college football without Mike Leach than it is Les Miles. But that raises this question then, Strick. The College Football Hall of Fame has a minimum win percentage threshold you have to reach. You have to win 60% of your games. Do you like that rule? Should they get rid of it? Why does the College Football Hall of Fame need that benchmark in place?
Okay. This isn't a controversial statement, but it's just one that I think about, and this is truly my opinion. A lot of times people sit down in these boardrooms, in these governance boards or whatever the case may be, and they just come up with stuff because you're trying to figure out a way to scales. So you create these benchmarks for that specific purpose. Is that threshold enough? Like to me, this is similar to what the NBA did, saying a player has to play at least 65 games in order to be
considered for awards. Yeah,
but in all actuality, that's just something you're throwing in because, to me, you wanted the continuation to get to the CBA without lockouts, so you throw a bone. It's like throwing a bone at the dog and no meat on it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Keep him busy for a minute.
Yeah, you stay busy, but here, chew on his bone. And the dog's looking at it like, no, I need some meat, homeboy, but I'm going to chew on it to make you think.
Yeah.
I'm busy, but in all actuality, I'm plotting. When you put the meat on the table, you seen those?
Yeah.
The dog goes up, chumps the food and takes off.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mine now.
They're just setting that up for that.
It makes you wonder why they decided on 60%. That's good. It's not great. 75% seems maybe too high. 65%, But again, it's so arbitrary. Maybe
it's tougher now.
Right. If a guy didn't win 60% of his games, it's going to be really hard to consider him anyways. The other guys that are in without having won 60% of their games, one of them was the first black head coach in all of FBS. Okay, that makes sense. He's a pioneer. He's a trailblazer.
Les Robinson?
I had the article up.
That's okay. No problem. My mind just went to Les. Down at Grambling. No?
Brad says Mike Leach has never gotten close to winning anything. That's the point, right? That's why it's hard to consider him for what he did in terms of, wins and losses. But if you just stop at wins and losses, if you just stop at 60% win percentage, you're going to miss some guys. If you raise the threshold to 75%, you're probably going to have most of the best college coaches of all time. But some of them won 70% of their games, 65% of their games. They started off rough and they grew over 10, 15, 20 years of their time at a place. So that's why I don't think you can put that, again, arbitrary sort of limit on the bottom, because you're probably not going to consider a guy under that anyways, except for special circumstances. Like, what if baseball said you had to be a 275 hitter to get in the Hall of Fame? What if baseball said you had to have, 2,000 hits? Or what if the NBA said you had to shoot at least 48% for your career and 70% on free throws? It's not going to work. It just makes no sense at all to do that. Like football, you had to have at least 4 seasons with 1,000 receiving yards.
Allen Iverson would be in trouble if that was the case.
Allen Iverson would be. Let's look up Allen Iverson's numbers. How about that? Because
he'd be in trouble, I think, if that was the case.
That man.
But again, he changed that. He changed and made an element of the game. Like, you probably are not playing Steph Curry at the 2 if you don't see Allen Iverson.
Correct. Well, what about like a Dennis Rodman, right? What if the NBA said you had to average 15
score points, right?
Worm only averaged 7 for his career. Allen Iverson, to your point, shot 43% from the field in his career. You're telling me those guys aren't Hall of Famers because they didn't reach those numbers? No, that's backwards. That's bullcrap. They're very clearly Hall of Famers, which is why I don't understand the need to make that rule hard and fast. You're not going to consider guys that are egregiously low anyways.
Yeah. I think there are coaches that have found themselves getting into the Hall of Fame because of something that they were able to do that was unique to the sport.
Yeah.
And I think that matters too.
It has to.
Yeah.
I really think it does. That's a good spot to go to break here. We want to bring DP in for the next conversation. I think this will be fun. Ranking the Major League Baseball City Connect uniforms. If you didn't see, the Los Angeles Dodgers came out with their second City Connect edition uniforms today.
Doo-doo brown.
I think they're better than the first ones.
Oh.
And that is why this is going to be a fun conversation. We'll give our favorites, we'll give our least favorites, and we want yours, 402-464-5685. Or even better, how about this? Go to Twitter, tweet at OnTheBlock937 with a picture of either your favorite or your least favorite Major League Baseball City Connect uniform. We'll get into that conversation as we continue on the block here live from Omaha.
At Fairway Meat Market, you're family. And as part of the family, they want to save you money on your meat and groceries. Summertime is here, so get out your grills and smokers. Fairway has all you need for USDA prime or choice cuts of beef, all natural pork, chicken and seafood, and a selection of veal, lamb, bison, and Wagyu cuts. Now through June 17th, enjoy Lincoln's favorite 8-ounce USDA choice bacon wrapped sirloin filet for just $4.99 each. That's all at Fairway Meat Market and the Rockledge Square Shopping Center, just south of 84th and Van Dorn.
Want to contribute to medical advancements and get paid for your time? Join a clinical trial at Velocity Clinical Research. Participants can receive compensation, access medicines in development, and get study-related care at no cost. No health insurance is needed to join. Find a study near you at velocitytrials.com. Help shape the future of medicine. Visit velocitytrials.com.
Here you go. Coffee's on me and my new BFF. I thought I was your best friend forever. BFF like best financial friend at Members Own Credit Union. Right now, they're offering $100 when you consolidate or transfer a loan or an existing credit card balance and meet requirements. Plus, you get great rates and free advice from a financial partner that will put you first.
That sounds like a match made in heaven.
Members Own Credit Union is the type of bestie you can count on. Get started today at memberzonecu.org/BFF. Limitations may apply. Equal housing opportunity.
Seems like just the other day, I was building my first house. I've seen many changes to our building market in Lincoln. It's been a fun road.
Bob Benish is the founder and president of Aspen Builders, online at aspenbuildersinc.com.
You know, we hear this a lot where I don't want to live in a cookie cutter home. Well, let's come up with some answers on what we're going to build, where we're going to build it, and what it's going to cost.
One thing that we started doing early on was we started building neighborhoods. I'm a firm believer in character in your street and in your neighborhood. I like choice. I like variation. I like maybe something a little bit different in a neighborhood that you don't see in every neighborhood. I think it's great to have choices, its uniqueness, and I think that's what gives a neighborhood character. And I think that's what we've done over the years.
Make your dream home a reality and call Aspen Builders at 423-6811. Online at aspenbuildersinc.com. Your home is waiting at Aspen Builders.
Liberty Law Group is committed to the defense of your liberty and pursuit of your justice for those that have been injured. My name is Seth Morris, attorney with Liberty Law Group. If you've been injured in an accident that wasn't your fault, call 877-42-LIBERTY. Our relentless trial attorneys are committed to the highest quality legal representation. At Liberty Law Group, we will fight for you. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. Again, that's 877-42-LIBERTY.
By now, most of you know how important the Honda of Lincoln sales and service team are to the Lincoln market. Hello, Charlie Stone here, and joining me is Andy Goodyear from Honda of Lincoln to tell you about the great news they just received. Andy, please tell us all about it.
Each year, the Lincoln Journal-Star has an award program called the Lincoln Choice Award, where the customers in Lincoln get to choose the best places to do business. Great pleasure, I get to announce that Honda of Lincoln has won the award for buying new cars, used cars, automotive repair, and even oil changes.
That is amazing, Andy. Any more good news?
Yes, there is, Charlie. We now have more than 100 new Hondas in stock, with hundreds on the way, and a huge selection of all makes and models on our pre-owned lot.
Incredible. Maybe it's time you come experience the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business. 27th and Yankee Hill Road, or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red!
Hey, baseball fans, join the Blur Tailgate at Hilton Omaha this June for our 12th annual hospitality event during the College Baseball Championship Series. Book an experience for your clients or employees with an inclusive bar, buffet, TVs, music, and tailgate games. Secure your spot today and let Blur Events take care of all the work so you can enjoy the day. Plus, we're just steps away from Charles Schwab Field. Visit blurevents.com to book your group, buy tickets, or learn about sponsorships. That's blurevents.com, your college baseball and football tailgate destination.
Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Oh, Stricky feeling it. Mama, there goes that man. Austin
Freaking Jay Foreman.
What did he do this time?
Athlete.
Get you right?
Athlete. Vodka and Gatorade is no bueno.
Oh, boy. Well, that's why we brought in reinforcements for this segment. DP along for the ride. Before we get to the topic at hand of Major League Baseball City Connect uniforms, breaking news, Husker baseball out of the transfer portal. They poached one from Creighton. Catcher Hogan Helixo will be making the drive down from Omaha to Lincoln to join the Huskers. 6 foot, 180-pound catcher, a perfect fielding percentage behind the dish in 2024. Over 126 career games with Creighton, hit 286, 5 homers, and 49 RBI. So that's a pickup out of the transfer portal for Nebraska. If you didn't see it, go find at On The Block 93.7 on Twitter. Just tweeted out a list of the City Connect uniforms in Major League Baseball. It's at the top of our minds because the Dodgers had their second one released today. Ricky, we'll start with you. New Dodgers City Connect or old Dodgers City Connect? Which would you prefer? We know you look good in blue.
I think I'd say the old.
Ricky goes old. TP, the blue or the new?
I don't. How do you mess up red, white, and blue? Like, it's really difficult.
Too much red, typically.
It's really difficult. Well, if you don't know what color pants to wear with it, right? Like, you can't just make a jersey without. It's a uniform,
top to bottom.
Like, it's a uniform. It has to match. And if you're afraid of the blue on blue, recognize pretty quickly that the blue on white doesn't look good.
Yeah,
it doesn't look good. And why couldn't you spell Dodgers or say Dodgers in Spanish?
I don't know if there's an equivalent. That's not like 16 letters.
Los Dodgers? No, there's
like Los El Heat or
like there's a name
El
for
Sol.
it. There's a name in
Los
Spanish.
Suns.
Like, go for it. Like, how about that? Just one more click of the mouse brings you all the information. All the information. I don't quite understand it through a lot of it. Here's the thing. Here's the other one. I got Los Doyers.
Los Doyers? Okay.
Los Doyers.
Sounds funny, but if that's what it is, that's what it is.
Well, Los Dodgers sounds funny too. Like, that's kind of what you were going for. So, yeah, I don't know. One color, letter and numbers. I know they love the white with the blue letters and red numbers. That's been a traditional thing, so they did that. But, no, it's not a good look.
No.
See, I really like the new ones. I think they're clean. I like the little line across Los Angeles, but I like the cap the most. It reminds me of the Brooklyn Dodgers. I think they're paying a little homage to their Brooklyn days. I really like the cap. The bottom of the bill is a different color, which is
then
unique.
Just wear Brooklyn uniforms.
Fine. Sign me up
You'd
for
have
that.
been better
That's a city.
Okay.
It's a city.
It is.
I'm okay with that. Like, you could have. I mean, you're going to jacky it up anyway, right? So, gimme.
I actually think Pittsburgh might be one of the worst I've seen. Yes, you have the same, but just a big PGH in the middle of it. Ugh.
The font doesn't strike me.
I mean,
as
I like them. Yeah, that part.
It's really hard to mess up black and gold.
Facts.
It should be.
It's really.
That's what threw me off.
Like, if you. And then I want to know who comes up with what they're going to put on it, because it's Pittsburgh. It's Steel City.
Yeah.
Like,
Can I ask this quick question?
Yeah.
What is it about Steel City?
Yeah.
That loves the black and gold? Because we know that Pittsburgh and Pittsburgh have those similar.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was it about?
Easy.
Talk to me.
Easy. Steel Town. Most things are black.
Yeah. The soot.
It's sunshine. It's sunshine and cold.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Right. Yeah, that's what it would have been. You could have. To mess up black and gold, you have to be purposeful. Like, put a better name on it. Come up with a better name.
Yeah.
Let me ask you these.
Bucks would have been fine.
Yes. Buccos.
Yeah, it would have been fine.
Go all Clemente Stargell on it.
Yeah, I'm good with it. Go with the old font numbers.
The
yeah,
box hat
go
with
with the
the
box
strip
hat.
line.
I'm all
Yeah.
the Bruce Keeson,
Yeah.
Kent Takovi box hat. Like, let's roll.
Okay, I'm going to ask you about the two cities that you are, maybe
Yeah.
closest to.
Yeah.
DC,
Yeah.
Nats, and Houston, the Astros. Which one is better?
No, and throw Baltimore in there.
In Baltimore, sure.
Since DC and Baltimore are basically.
Yeah. It's really weird because I don't like any of them.
Really?
I don't like any of them. I like the concept of cherry blossom, but gray ain't it. Like, you could have, if you did that in white with the cherry blossoms, I might roll with it. Nobody from H-Town calls it
Space City.
Space City. Literally nobody in the entire time I lived there uttered the word Space City. No. Like, you, come on. Just put Strohs on it. Like, the overcomplication of marketing, folks. You just want to walk around one with like a turbo hose and just hit them every time they say something stupid. Baltimore, you didn't even try.
Not in the slightest.
Yeah,
You
not
didn't
the
even
slightest.
try. You just said you went and had your 3-year-old pick the font and put Baltimore on it. Now, Baltimore is Charm City.
Yeah.
Put Charm City on the shirt.
Yeah.
Put Crab on the shirt.
Or BAL, something.
Just, like,
Don't say Crab City.
Say,
No
say,
bueno.
well, they'd understand too, though. They'd understand too, though.
No bueno.
They would understand it. Like, or just put Balmer, as everybody says it. Balmer, say it. Put that on a shirt. Like, I'm O's, extra O's. O's. Put it on. Like, come on.
Would you say Ball dash more?
Balmer.
Like Steve?
I'm rolling
Like
with
Balmer?
that. Balmer. Like Baltimore.
That's
but
how
Baltimore.
that's how my cousins say it.
Balmer.
Well, it's B more.
Yeah.
It's never Balmer. It's B
Yeah,
more.
be more.
So
Yeah, even
you-
that.
LSU
Even that.
fans in the house.
B
They're
with
not
a
even
big
here.
dash more. Be
Be
more.
more. Like that.
And look at the marketing that comes. Be more. So you can market be more yourself.
Again,
be more. It's
a
so
room
many
full
more.
of marketing people who really don't know baseball or the city.
Or fans. Or
Yeah.
marketing.
Like,
Or any of it.
find some people that like jerseys.
Talk to them.
That part. Like, the same thing. We go through that with the Hustlers every year with the alternate jersey, and we wonder, were there any football players in the room?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, did you talk to the players
Right.
at all to ask them about the jersey you asking them to wear? But no. The
I
answer
have
is
a quick
probably no.
question
Yes.
before you go. Are we now to a point where when we look at athletic programs, professional programs, their marketing department,
yes,
to me, I think the creativity's gone down tremendously. Because I look at just even the Super Bowl commercials now compared to some of the creativity that was. Do you think they're getting lazy in the space just because there's so much money involved now, or what?
Yeah, I mean, it's bad.
Yeah,
it's bad. Like, one, traditional people are tend to be older people who don't want to change it. They do not want to change it.
Yeah.
Young people want change. They're built for change. Why don't I get to say so? Why can't it be what I want? Athletes have a preference. My thought is in all of this, and here's the problem. If you have LeBron choose the Cleveland jerseys from years ago, what happens when LeBron leaves in 4 years? Or D-Wade, or et cetera, et cetera. It happens too often. If the Chiefs are going to change the jersey, wear an alternate jersey, Mahomes is going to get a say-so. Kelsey's going to get a say-so. But what if they leave? Then you're stuck with the Mahomes jersey, and we know how people are about burning jerseys just for no reason. So, yeah, have some people who are around the game and fans of the game. It can't just be lowest common denominator.
This might be a very new age complainty take of me, like the opposite of get off my lawn, old man, but as a young person, are we doing too much? Are we trying to be too creative and not let something sit and catch on and take hold, right? It seems like every couple years now we're trying to redesign, messing with something that's not broken.
Well, this is the thing I said about strict. Like, I've been here 5 years. I've never seen a strict jersey. It tells me that you're not, the people in positions of power have no idea what people want. I've never seen an online green jersey. Most Husker football fans would love to see a midriff, even if the players can't wear it, so that fans could buy them.
Right.
Line them up in a store and
Yeah.
put the midriff mesh joints up there with a patch on it, and they would go above every other jersey. But you don't give a chance to settle. You don't give a chance to work. Give people what they want. I can't imagine that anybody asked for these jerseys.
I didn't. You didn't. Rick didn't.
If you showed me the Nats jersey, no. And I'm a jersey guy. No. No, make it white with the cherry blossoms on it. We can talk about it. Their other alternate jersey this year is a pullover. It's a pullover, Strick. It's a pullover. Do you know how little players want to wear pullovers in today's game?
Yeah.
100% in that one.
Right, like it's restricted. Look, they're trying to get it shorter thing. Right? They went to shirt, went away from shirt. They went to pajama bottom pants, and then they went knee highs, and it keeps changing. Okay, but remember one: the White Sox and the Pirates and a few other teams decided to wear shorts.
Yep.
Shorts.
Okay, you guys are both baseball guys. Start with you, Strick. Long pants or short pants in baseball?
Long.
DP?
Long. All the way down to my ankles.
Yep. Okay.
But I wasn't always that way.
What caused the change?
I was a high stirrup. I pulled my. Okay, see, I'm not going to age myself. That's strict. We had the old stirrups that were literally just above the ankle, right? With this much, probably 2 inches, 3 inches worth of sanitary sock machine. And then you had to pull the pants just right? And I hated it. But then somebody showed me how to snip it in the middle and add rubber. So one single stripe. And then somebody said, hey, why don't we just make sanitaries with the stripes on the side? And they did that. It worked for a very long time. Sanitary people got mad.
Yeah.
But then the sock people loved it because they sold more socks.
Yeah.
It was like, wow, fantastic. And then somebody came along and said, tell you what, let's put the sock people out of business. We're going to make pants long. Players like,
I don't want to.
I don't
like how Kool-Aid would be like.
Yeah, like in college games, you can see it at the, like above the knee.
Yeah.
But their players actually cut it on the back of their spikes. That's how long it is. So that it doesn't ride up and it doesn't adjust. So as a player, as a coach, I had a rule. On the road, I wore the long pants. At home, Negro League style, plain blue socks up to the door. Okay. It was my good luck charm. We won 80 games. So the good luck figure.
There it is.
The good luck figure.
Long sleeves, 3/4 sleeve, no sleeves.
In baseball.
Baseball.
What?
Long, 3/4, no. Under your jersey.
Short, because I don't like anything restricted from my elbow when I'm throwing. So yeah, short.
See, and I grew up on 3/4 sleeves. We wore 3/4 sleeves until it was 70 degrees, 67 degrees. And then you were. But
now, when on cold night, I gotta say, on cold night game, I would wear something underneath that was long.
Yeah, the old school white with the color sleeve that went with whatever the uniform was. So we always had the blue, and but it was white in the base. And then we had to wear those until it was warm enough for you to close the elbow because we didn't want cold sore arms.
But here's another.
our coach had to tell us when we were live. We couldn't ask us to take them off. Our coach looked at the game and said, okay, if you want to take your sleeves off, you can take them off. You don't have to rush and change if you didn't want to wear them. But I remember playing in sleeves. It was 70 degrees out, but when we got to the field, it was 40.
I didn't mind it.
Here's what I was pissed about.
Yeah.
We didn't have all of the technologies of the learning lessons that they have now. Because there's nothing worse, Pete, than standing in that box and one comes tight and you try to get through on it and you hit it and hit your foot or your ankle. Like those little braces and stuff or the elbow, one comes tight and we didn't have all that.
I played with wooden bats.
Exactly.
I played with wooden bats and flannel uniforms.
The bats were heavy.
Flannel.
Yeah.
In the summer, burning. Sweating like everybody.
Yeah.
No batting gloves. Yeah.
Weren't
really
no pine tar. You grip it and rip it.
You rub your hands in
right. Spit on
it. And grab it. Yeah. No double wrist bands. We had to send one of the ones that could only play your wrist. Baseball base. It wasn't. No, I'm old. First time I got to swing with a little bit, I lost my mind. I really thought I was thinking. Like I was like, oh,
Speaking of Aaron,
yes.
Brave City Connect uniforms in Nashville. I'm a big fan.
Yes. They are one of a few that got it right.
They've got creative.
San Diego got it right.
Ooh, I disagree.
Padres. I gave Strickland. I gave Strickland the Padres.
I feel like people like it, they're not for me.
Oh, they are so sweet.
Anything not good is not my part.
Yeah, I'm not surprised by it.
I like Rays.
I'm not surprised by it.
I don't mind.
But you know what? You're still shaky. You still shaky.
I don't. Yeah. I love the Diamondbacks.
Solid. It's different. It's
Yep.
nice.
I went. But the clear winner for me and for all of my friends who are Jersey jump. The Lou.
Same Lou?
The Lou. Listen.
They came with it.
Come get all my money.
Yeah.
For the Lou.
Well, you can give away your money. You just go right across the street down here.
The Lou.
DP gave us the blueprint. All the stuff over there.
He opened.
Yeah.
The Lou.
The Lou is it.
The Lou. I went back. He still got that Max Scherzer. I'm going over there. Yeah, he give it.
Hold on to that. That might be.
He give it that. That's Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Guaranteed Hall of Fame.
You can take that traditional hand crossover to back roll.
Yeah, no, he said he's gonna hold it for me. We good.
Let's take a break. Crossover to old school DPJ in the building. Joining Stricken Austin after we get back.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Coppel Chevrolet GMC. They're offering huge, and I mean huge discounts at Coppel. Get over $9,000 off price or 1.9% financing on Silverados. Plus, Costco members receive another $1,000 off. Yes, that's happening right now in Louisville. $9,000 off price or 1.9% financing. You pick what works for you. Costco members, please contact us at the store or at CoppelCars.com. All deals with group credit must trade in finance.
Milk, coffee, and tea formerly with only 4 Lincoln locations. Now, 5 Lincoln locations. That's 25% more locations than there used to be. Can you even imagine a world where there's only 4 Lincoln Mill locations? Feels like ages ago. We were all so young then. The Mill on Summit, located right alongside the 93.7 The Ticket Studios at 1040 O Street.
If you don't like it. Did you see the truck that is selling over there?
No, I was going to go out.
Wednesday night from 9 to 10 p.m. for the Malone Radio Show on 93 Ticket and the TicketFM.com. Don't miss the opportunity.
Yeah. Oh, they sold them over here. I was like,
generational poverty in Lincoln and the surrounding area. It's the Malone Radio Show with Executive Director John Goodwin and Sports Director Mike Hunter every Wednesday night from 9 to 10 p.m. on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Okay, it's time to sell the house. How do we even begin to choose from the hundreds of realtors in town?
Easy. We make a pros list.
You mean a pros and cons list?
No, just a pros list. We need someone with pro photography to showcase the house in the best possible way, pro marketing to make sure we get maximum exposure, pro negotiations so we know we get the best price.
This is one of those times where you already know the right answer, isn't it?
You know it is. Ben Bleicher and Professional Realty Group.
Contact Ben Bleicher and the team at Professional Realty Group of Berkshire Hathaway's Home Services Ambassador online at prg-ne.com. Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstorats.com for amazing offers. And if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats.
Here you go. Coffee's on me and my new BFF like best financial. Right now they're offering consolidate or transfer a loan or an existing credit card balance and meet requirements. Plus, you get sounds like a match made in heaven.
I might go outside. I might put sit down from outside.
Members only CU.org/BFF. Limitations may apply.
A team succeeds when they work together. Banking's no different. At UBP, we're in your corner for every financial move you want to make. Your money's backed by a roster of experts who put in the work to know you and your community. So whether you're opening a savings account, buying a home, or planning your future, you always know who to turn to. Working together toward your financial goals. That's a win in our playbook. Union Bank and Trust. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Highball Bar in downtown located just north of 11th and O Street. Highball Bar offers a vibe and atmosphere like no other, making it the perfect place to grab a drink or beverage. Highball Bar features great events such as Karaoke Sunday, $4 Cheetos on Mondays, Jack Daniel's specials on Wednesdays, and much more. Make Highball Bar your go-to spot after a hard day at work or on the weekend. Highball Bar, located at 122 North 11th Street in downtown Lincoln.
Hey, baseball fans, join the Blur Tailgate at Hilton Omaha this June for our 12th annual hospitality event during the College Baseball Championship Series. You can experience for your clients or employees with an inclusive bar, buffet, TV, music, and tailgate games. Secure your spot today and let Blur Events take care of all the work so you can enjoy the day. Just steps away from Charles Schwab Field. Visit blurevents.com to book your group, buy tickets, or learn about sponsorships. That's blurevents.com, your college baseball and football tailgate destination.
With the Planet Fitness Black Card, you don't just get a great workout, you get a great perk out because your membership is packed with perks for $1 down and $24.99. Perks like access to any of our 2,400 clean and spacious locations. Bring your friend anytime and both work out with tons of equipment that'll give you that big fitness energy. Relax in the Black Card spa and more. Work out and perk out with the PF Black Card. Join for this $1 down and $24.99 a month. Hurry.
Plans June 14th. Join now, online or at your local PF Club.
See Home Club for details.
If you're a homeowner or a business owner, you have a lot of projects, and no one has an unlimited budget or time. Sunbelt Rentals makes all jobs less stressful with no need to purchase large equipment or hire a crew. You can do it yourself with rentals and everything: aerators and power rakes for spring yard work, the stump grinders, concrete mixers, tile saws, and more. Check out their inventory in Lincoln, north of Cornhusker Highway on 56th Street, or online at sunbeltrentals.com.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather, sponsored by John Henry's and Air Conditioning.
The Lincoln forecast for today: probably sunny, windy, and hot. See a high around 93. Tonight, probably cloudy and windy, with a low around 77. And tomorrow, probably sunny and windy again, shower. Around 80. Meteorologist Kyle Buck for 93.7 The Ticket at ticketfm.com.
Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Back one final time here on the block. Also, Eric Strickland, joined by DP and Jay Storm. DP is with us last night. Jay, welcome back. How are you? Which one are you on here? You on two? Are you on this one? Yeah, this one.
I don't know. You tell me.
This cord plugged into. What number is that? Number 5. All right, you are. There we go. Cool. Yeah. All right, Dave Foreman here in the building officially. Adrian Martinez, UFL MVP, UFL Championship Game MVP. Which takes a shot on Adrian this offseason?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think he's gotten better at throwing the ball. Obviously, as much time as he's gotten as far as playing in training camp last year for Detroit, and obviously with the Giants, I think he got better at playing more of a pro-style game, which wasn't obviously close to the year. I would probably say somebody maybe like Atlanta with a young coach that can keep him kind of in the right way. He definitely can go somewhere like the Commanders. He can definitely go somewhere like the Vikings. He can go somewhere. To be honest with you, you can go to a place like Arizona. Kyler Murray, Adrian is a more natural leader than him. So it's almost like good cop, bad cop in the locker room. Kyler Murray is not the leader that you need to bring as a quarterback, but if you have somebody, Adrian has a good big thing. Let's go down there and play. Right. And be good at things you need to do at the pro level. But in the locker room, you have assets for almost every team. I just think they're getting in where they can get someone like the Patriots. I know you got Drake May, bigger, faster, stronger prospect, better arm. They would bring somebody in like Adrian, the red zone, and then over time adds more to the package. And if you develop and continue to dedicate himself, it never was a talent thing. It's more of a I guess the system that we played in college, it wasn't getting ready for the pro. And then there was, I think he heard some. I think
some mechanical things,
right? But that's also maturity, right? Yeah. It's also if you want to be in the NFL, you're gonna have to make sure his fundamentals are on point. That's going to allow him to read defenses at the pace that he needs to do and deliver the ball on time and on target. And that's the most important thing as a quarterback.
When you look at just starters across the league, Adrian Martinez, again, you don't overreact to too much UFL, right? It's not the NFL level. There's very clearly a gap between that level and then also where the NFL is. But could Adrian Martinez be Will Levis? Could he be a replacement guy in the NFL? Is he going to be one of those guys that bounces back and forth from like practice squad during the season back to the UFL?
Like Mike Stick, right?
Sure.
Yeah, I think that, you don't want to definitely get over your team here. He could be a viable backup right now.
Would you rather have him than Darnold?
No, I mean, but he could definitely be on the team. You got to look. What it comes down to, you got to be willing to work again. This is giving you a leg up on the prospects and the guys that in and out of football that are trying to just get in camp and show you a flash. He's got tangible tape against actually good competition. Actually, the NFL having a legit minor league football. Besides NFL Europe, this has been a long time coming. So it's a step-by-step process. Come in, put the door where the practice squad can be working on your craft, learn, get better. Because even though the UFL is really good football, it's different than the pros. So it's still a step up, right? But he's lowered that gap. So to get into a good situation, it's going to be you got to evaluate the roster, salary cap, but then also look at how the GM and the whole organization looks at development because he still needs to develop. Footwork is key. The things that you got away with that you've seen that kind of came back to bite him in the butt in the championship game are not what you're going to be able to do at the NFL level. Because once you come in as backup, there's no things you want to do as backup. You got to back and forth. You got to play well enough that you do not lose the game. Because what happens is the coaches are going to go to everybody else. They know we got to raise our level of the game up. Here's the key. Don't crash the car or keep the car rolling down the highway. So, I think if he's in a good situation. I mean, he's got talent, so that's not a problem. And he's got the right mental makeup, too.
Do we have to do station?
Yeah, let's go ahead and pause 10 quick seconds for station identification here on 93.7 The Ticket.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
So here's my thing, right? I do believe systems and styles make for a good level of entry. Two teams that I've got one, but give me another, because I think his agent should be looking for a place. And my example would be like Baltimore.
Yes.
You know, something you're kind of familiar with.
Yeah, look the same, right.
Kind of looks the same. You know, Lamar Jackson. That offense kind of fit your eye a little bit.
Easier transition.
What would be another type of team?
Off the top of my head, I would say Philly, maybe Pittsburgh, but I think they're invested in him now.
Can you afford to have two on the roster with Fields and Adrian?
Yeah, but
it helps. Would you agree? It helps to not have to change your
so much. Yeah, you don't want your backup to be a totally opposite, but I think Adrian has enough arm strength to formulate into any type of system. Justin Fields is a better passer than him. He's a better sport. And I think the other thing is Adrian needs to look for. You want him to go to where there's a young coach. Why? Young coaches are more. This type of football that he plays is more what they're used to. You can go to where you get an old guard, where they want a big, strong quarterback in the pocket. That's not Adrian. So he's got to be real strategic about it. But then also, the good thing about it, I bet you he's not making all the calls. There's calls coming from him. So he's able to make some more
informed decisions.
Very efficient with how he goes about it. But you can't sit down. You can't keep. You're at the peak now, right? You just won a championship. You were an MVP. You play well. Their Super Bowl, whatever you want to call it.
Tom Brady handed you a trophy.
You're at the peak.
Yeah. Everybody know your name.
Right.
That was similar to me winning the NLT.
You better go. You gotta go while you're hot. This is the time to take a vacation. There's no. I mean, this is the thing. There's no time off for a player like Adrian. None. Don't come back here and try to. Let me say this. Don't come back here and think you're gonna chill and get the love on social media and right. No. Like, if you really want to be about football, on the championship, day or two off, right back in the lab. Because you got to catch up to the NFL playbook and the NFL style, no matter what. You got to prepare for every single style.
Because they're already in minicamp.
They bring you in. They're going to run their plays, not yours.
That part.
Maybe the fit that I think would be best for him, not saying I want this to happen, Indy. Young head coach, similar skill set to Anthony Richardson. And the Colts backups last year, Gardner Minshew. This year, Joe Flacco.
Yeah.
Talk about a difference in style from Anthony Richardson to those guys.
Yeah.
I would not be mad if the Colts took a developmental flyer on Adrian.
And he doesn't have to start on the active roster right away, but they do have to keep a special roster spot for him. And being on the practice squad for the year,
because you get to learn that system.
You get to learn. Yeah. And the thing is, when you're on the practice squad, you're growing every day versus the whole number one defense. Versus, say, you're the number two. If the starter's healthy, you might be getting successfully.
Right.
And you're able to develop at a little bit slower pace in the class.
Your own pace.
At your own pace. And plus, you got to be disciplined. You got to really work at it. But I think Adrian has done it. I think he's exceeded. I think he's beat some of the assumptions about it. And the big thing is you got to stay healthy. And I think playing in a more pro-style system will keep you healthy.
There you go. Last thing before we get out of here, turn it over to old school. Stricky, has your NBA Finals pick for tonight changed in 2 hours? Who's winning?
I actually, and this is something I think we may discuss tomorrow. Well, let me say this. They're in a situation where they're either going to make history, they're going to win a game or two, or they're just going to succumb to the pressure of it, being back in Boston. The issue is going to be Kyrie, who hasn't been able to play well in Boston at all, and whether or not Luka's going to play freaking D. If they do anything similar to what they did, I think they can win another game. I don't think they make – I think they could possibly win two. If they play defense and do the things that they did last game, they can get another couple games. I just don't think they win. None of this – I think it's too far.
Yeah, I think it's kind of like what the Timberwolves did. You know, you show a little bit of Clint light and then the reality of it. I think they're going to make it. Hopefully just motivated. team in Boston.
Boston didn't look the same.
The energy, they're going to put a lot more force, and so I think Dallas will be a game opponent, but I think Boston's a better team. I just think they are, and I think they'll pull it off.
What's going up on Old School?
We're going to talk about maybe Les Miles.
Yeah.
Hey, man.
Y'all playing with my emotions,
Smoking. Playing with his emotions, man. He went up to Kansas, took the little boat package or parachute package. We're talking about him. Talk about the NFL news. Do the Chiefs have a culture problem? Just a few months ago, it's a culture that I call it backdoor way in the Super Bowl. They were the best team, right? At the right time. But essentially, as soon as they celebrated, it's been downhill. That's not a good feeling to have in the locker room all season. And then we're going to talk about a little bit of NBA news. There's a change in the rule of free agency, Greg. As soon as the finals end at night, at say midnight,
let's go.
12 contracts can be signed.
Let's go.
So it's free tampering, and so what does it mean for LeBron? Like don't have a coach.
But they're interviewing his boy.
Yeah, JJ Redick, official. So we'll see what happens.
There you go. That'll be Old School coming up here on 93.7 The Ticket. Big thanks to Blur Tailgate for hosting us, blurevents.com.
Your boy.
I claim him. I didn't really watch JJ growing up. I was a little young. He was out of college by the time I came to my Duke basketball fandom, but that's all right. We'll be back tomorrow. Another great show here live from Blur. Thanks to Nebco for sponsoring the show. Thanks to Allo for Channel 961. Starter Heyman Jewelers for their live video streams, as well as our text line. Stay involved with Old School, 402-464-5685. It's been a great day here for On the Block. We'll do it again tomorrow. For Strick, for Jay, for DP, I'm Austin. Don't go anywhere. Old School comes up next.